AskReddit by Spiteful Hater 666. Which old wives' tale is actually true? Ammonia on a mosquito bite. Dab a bit of ammonia on it, and don't touch it. Count to 120 seconds, and the bite is gone. Inflammation etc. When I first heard of it, I didn't believe it. Now, just a touch of kitchen ammonia and don't scratch and it's beyond gone. Completely. Wait, so the Windex trick in big fat Greek wedding works? Honey as topical medicine. It's actually used in hospitals now for certain kinds of wound dressings. It's antimicrobial and keeps other shit from getting in the wound. I fostered a dog who had a severely embedded collar and vet said to use honey and wrap it. Worked like magic. A cut onion rubbed on insect bites takes away the sting. I've tried it on wasp and ant bites and works instantly. It giveth tears and it taketh away. When rain is coming, your joints hurt. I used to roll my eyes and laugh when Granny said her arthritis was acting up because it was going to rain. I was 10 years old. I'm now 53 and not laughing. Granny 1, me 0. Yeah, the change in air pressure causes it. I always get a sinus headache before a cold front. Gathering herbs by the light of the moon. Some plants, pollinated by moths, have their most potent oils at night to attract night insects. So if you need it at its strongest, pick it at night. Which herbs? Red sky at night, sailor's delight. A red sky appears when dust and small particles are trapped in the atmosphere by high pressure. This scatters blue light, leaving only red light to give the sky its notable appearance. A red sky at sunset means high pressure is moving in from the west, so therefore the next day will usually be dry and pleasant. Met Office. Shepherds for us here in the UK. A while back, scientists set out to prove false the old wives' tale that if a pregnant woman has lots of heartburn, her baby will be born with a thick head of hair. Except, they ended up doing the opposite. Turns out heartburn really is associated with a baby having lots of hair. https://pub.ncbi.nlm.gov/1715000/. Can confirm. Had absolutely horrendous heartburn. My daughter came out as hairy as a monkey. If you have bad back pain or a broken rib and have to sneeze, look up. Will hurt way less. Sneezing with a broken rib feels eerily similar to being shot in the chest. Letting a baby eat after you will cause them to get cavities. When my sister told us not to let my nephew eat something we've taken a bite out of, I thought she was full of shit. It turns out adults really can transfer cavity-causing bacteria to babies. OMG, I didn't know that. I need to stop doing it then. A good senator is a poor senator. Only if they stay that way. Nurses used to put jaundice's babies on windowsills until their color returned. No idea how they figured it out, but it's actually a legitimate cure. My sister-in-law saw a picture of my newborn and says she's jaundiced. Put her by the window or take her outside for a wee bit. Hospital didn't mention jaundice at all, but turns out she was, and taking her outside worked. Chicken soup when you're sick. Gotta stay hydrated. Protein, carbs, fat, and electrolytes. It's a solid choice. Cold cabbage leaves relieves engorgement and mastitis pain while nursing. It sounds so old wives' tale, but it's been proved true. This works with other edema too. I just posted about it before I saw your comment. Long story short, my mom lost all the cartilage in her hips due to chemotherapy and radiation. Left femur split during hip replacement. Friend suggested wrapping her leg in cabbage leaves. An hour and a half later the swelling was completely gone. I was beyond amazed as I used to work in the medical field. Mind blown. They found a potential antibiotic in a frog after a folklore to throw the frog in milk so it doesn't spoil as potential new antibiotics HTML. How interesting. In the movie The Wickerman, not the BA's one, the good one, the mother places a frog in the girl's mouth to get rid of a cold. I guess this is folklore from the UK too. Drinking gelatin to up amniotic fluid during pregnancy. They wanted to schedule a C-section at 32 weeks for my kid, due to low amniotic fluid. My friend's midwife told me to mix gelatin packets into apple juice and drink it before it started to thicken, 3x a day. Brought my levels up from a 3 to an 8, and managed to keep the kid baking for another 4 weeks. She was born at 36 weeks, weighing 4 pounds 3 ounces, so, the gods only know how tiny she would have been at 32 weeks. She was discharged with me 3 days later, at 4 pounds 1 ounce, perfectly healthy, besides being as tiny as a doll, and she didn't wear clothes for 4 months because I was terrified of breaking her. But, yeah, I never thought it would work. Good midwives are gold. If you ever feel dehydrated, get a pinch of salt, put it in your water and add lemon, no sugar, and just drink. It helps. Sounds legit. To add on, if you're ever feeling dehydrated and water doesn't help, you need electrolytes. Salt, Gatorade, soup, whatever you have available. I sweat a lot and bringing electrolyte juice drink mixes makes hiking bearable for me. I can't believe there are over 400 comments and nobody has mentioned one of the most valuable old wives' tales, that garlic had medicinal powers for a wide variety of ailments. Ginger, onions, oregano, rosemary, thyme, street John's wort, old man's beard, usnea, mushrooms. So many herbs, veggies, and fungi are proven to have amazing medicinal uses. Beer makes breast milk drop. I had never heard of this before giving birth, and a couple people had asked me while pregnant if I had my beer lined up for after I gave birth and just laughed it off. A few days after giving birth my milk still wasn't coming in, and at the pediatrician, she said, "Listen, it's an old wives' tale but I swear by it, drink a beer. Preferably non-alcoholic because you just need the hops." After the appointment I grabbed a case of Heineken Zero, chugged 2, and within hours we were breastfeeding. I now give Heineken Zero as a gift to expectant moms. Reading this one about 17 years too late. Great to know though. Open a window to let out ghosts. If you are seeing things, it's probably actually gas or carbon dioxide. Monoxide, not dioxide. Carbon dioxide is what you exhale. Carbon monoxide is the gas that you need detectors for. It causes hallucinations and confusion. There were certain bones of saints people touched and got healed from minor ailments. Turns out there's a fungus that grows on bones. It produces penicillin. Pregnant women should not be near cat litter. Source: am blind in one eye from toxoplasmosis acquired in utero. I'm really sorry to hear that. I double gloved and held my breath when I was pregnant. People can smell illness, at least in babies. I can't link a paper because I'm busy proving it. So far in my research, people can smell the difference between a well baby vs a poorly baby. We call it sick breath in our family. We have always known when babies are sick before definite symptoms appear. There is a distinct smell. This is true. Chicken soup for colds and general illness. Traditional chicken soup recipes are full of ingredients that have natural low-key anti-inflammatory properties that really do make you feel better. Lots of nutrition value to keep your immune system's energy up, and a belly full of warm, tasty soup just eases the soul. When your scars itch, it's going to rain. Recent surgery on joints, you notice the air pressure change. You really don't want to touch that frozen metal pole with your tongue. My mom lived in Alaska for a bit when she was young, and told me a story about how the local kids showed her a piece of tongue permanently frozen to a pole beneath one of the stilted housing units. Just the second-hand account of it scared the shit out of me as a kid.